use skill. Haru out. Haru skill. I'll put 3 next here. Haru. And I'll use Haru skill. Back out, I guess. There's a swing. And I'll just spin out the deck. And Haru here. And I can still Haru my last spin out here. Just to swing with the 16.
Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. As you can see, today we're going to be doing a meta deck profile, and that is with AngelFeather's Celestial Archetype. This deck has topped numerous times since its release. It's been really popular since Fighter's Collection, and with the support from G-Set 4, it is a really formidable deck. So without further ado, let's go into the deck and see how it works. So first of all, if you understand the reference, let me know down below in the comment section. It is a TCG reference, also related to Angels. That's your hint. Starting off with the starter, we're going to be playing the Heal Trigger. Sending Smile Angel, it's just really good. You get to draw a card, you get to put a heal back to your deck, and healing is good in this game. Healing is just good in this game. I think that's pretty straightforward. The other starter, the new one, is also pretty solid, but I think just having a heal, having an easy unit to put back to the deck and draw one is just much more valuable to me. 4 Stride Fodders, if you play the Gabrielle, you can search for the Gabrielle as well. 4 counter-charging PGs, no reason not to play them. And 4 Narels and 1 Nociels. Now, they basically kind of do the same thing. When placed, put a card from your hand to the damage, and put a card from the damage to your hand. The difference is that Narel is 7k instead of 6k, and requires you to put a Celestial from your hand to the damage. These cards are great because, first of all, they act as a counter-charger in the deck, because the unit that, you could return a counter blasted unit and it would just be, back to your hand. And the second thing is because you can tutor what pieces you want. There are cards in this build that asks for, the same name Vanguard in the damage zone. So that way you can make it much more consistent. And if you do damage check like a PG or whatever, you can then plop it back to your hand as well. So very good. We play 4 of the Haru. This is, I always thought of this as Kirito because I think when this card got released, it was around Season 2 or Season 3 of SAO, the Gun Gale Online arc, and Kirito was gender bent. Kind of looked like this, so that was always my impression. It's a really good skill because it's the event when boosted and attacking Vanguard, cast 1, check top 3, put 1 into the damage, and call something out from the damage. If it's face down, then you turn the card that you put into damage face down. It extends your combos. When your opponent's at 5, you can Haru into face, into Haru into face, into something else, and hope for trigger something to hit. Very nice, and definitely want to play this at 3 or 4. We play 4 of the Asmodel. I really like this card as well. When it hits the Vanguard, cast 1, put this into damage, and call something else out, and a face down and face down. This card's great because it helps you just push for more attacks. It does leave you a little bit open if you choose to not call out an intercept in the front row or whatever. But in a metagame where your opponent's probably playing you're seeing a lot of Kagero or Gears or whatever, or Link Joker, losing that front row is definitely not that bad. And taking some damage, is not that bad either, because you have a lot of cards and skills that just make the best use out of the damage zone. And straight up just says heal 1. So taking the damage isn't that big of a deal. It's actually not that bad, and I'd rather get some more early game aggression or combo extenders, combo enablers, rather than just sit back and play some vanillas, because we don't really have any good resist units in this clan yet. We play 3 heals. This acts as an 11k beater because all your Vanguards are Celestials most of the time. I guess maybe sometimes you have to ride Nociel, but that's only your grade 2 turn, grade 1, grade 2 turn. And then when it hits, if you have the same name in the damage zone as your Vanguard, then you can countercharge 1 as well. So it's another way to countercharge, which is really nice. And we play 2 of the grade 2 Nociels, which does the same thing as grade 1 Nociel. Next, for the grade 3s, we play 4 of the Batterels. This is the way you kind of gain some value. When you Legion, you put the top card from your deck to your damage, and then call something out, give it +5. So you basically get an extra unit onto the board. If you call it like an Asmodel, it's instantly 14, hits 11k, 12k, 13k Vanguards. So it can then use its skill to call something out, has a booster ready to go, very solid. Something else like a heal is a 16k beater, so you can 11, 16, 20, 22 or 20 whatever. So that is 23, I guess. So that is very nice. That's very nice. We play 4 of the Holy Edge Celestials. I can't really pronounce the actual name, but this card is really valuable as well because it gives your front row +2, and if you have the same card name as your Vanguard in the damage zone, it gets an extra +2. So cards like Asmodel, you know, when you're in Legion state, it's 11k. When you have the same name as your Vanguard, which includes Asmodel, then it's 13k, which again helps you get those numbers to get the ball rolling. We play one of the ref rows. I really like the ref rows because it just immediately lets you chuck something from your damage into your deck. It could be a trigger, it could be whatever, Legion, whatever. So it's solid like that. Helps you put the stand back in your deck as well and just draw one card. It's easy, it's simple like that. One of the negatives is that you can only use this once per turn. Sometimes, you know, when I was starting to learn this deck, I also wanted to use this multiple times a turn because that's how it worked in the TCG. Before it was limited to 1, and it was pretty nuts. Right now it's not as crazy, but it's still a very valuable card. One other unit that you could choose in this slot is the Gavrael. I do have an SP Gavrael. I really want to play Gavrael, but I do think that the Refros is better, simply because Refros is much simpler. Gavrael has some plays, and the deck does require Celestial Vanguards quite a bit. So I don't really feel comfortable riding into Gavrael too often anyways, and so I just decided to stick with the Rough Rose. But if you do want to test out the Gavrael, if you want more consistency with your riding into grade 3, or if you do see Aquaforce or some multi-attacking plans often, then Gavrael is definitely a way to go. We play 4 Heal Guards, as straightforward as it is. Harmonics, just because Blink Joker is decently popular. Mind you, I always like to play one if it's a Legion deck, just because you can always fetch and fix your ride or whatever. One of the Uriel really rarely uses, but it is there just to on hit and just plus something and maybe multi-attack. We play 2 of the Mikaels, definitely maybe play even more of these because this is the main stride target. If you have a Celestial Heart, which definitely you do, Chem +1, checked off 3, put 1 to damage, call something out, give it +5, and if you have the same name as your Vanguard in the damage, get +1 crit. So to set this up, of course, ideally you would get the extra crit, but you don't really need it at all. But to do that, you can have your no seals, even with its own skill. If you use its own skill, find the right name, put it to damage, it will still get the extra crit. So that's very nice. We play 1 of the Raziel. Really rarely go into this as well, but when placed, you can Soul Blast 2, put all the cards from your damage to your deck, and then pull the same amount back from the deck to your damage. It's the instant countercharging for everything, so if you do play Danielle or whatever, this is definitely much more possible that you'd go into, but I really rarely go into it, but it is a nice option. And we play 2 Raphaels. Ideally you play 4 just for the heal 1. It's just that simple, and sometimes the simple things just work the best. So what other options do you have? Let's go check out some other options. There's a lot of great options in AngelFeathers actually. You know, you have cards like Nurse of Smash Heart, which just lets you Soul Blast 1, draw 1 when a card from their damage zone is put into your drop zone, which you can do through cards like Raphael, or cards like Dreamlike Unicorn, which just says heal 1. It does have resist, but generally you would rarely put this in the front row. You put this maybe behind the Vanguard or something. But it's just too tight. Maybe in a pure Gavrael build you could play this, but right now with Celestials I would rather not. You have Danielle, which I don't have the fondest experience with, but maybe that's because I only have 1 and I didn't really do enough testing. If you have it, definitely maybe swap it out instead of the grade 2 Nociels. But the grade 2 Titan, as I mentioned just now, is really tight, so you need to really make your choices right there. You also have the Sariel, which I've played around with instead of the Nociel. Also a really solid card, helps you fetch the specific name of the unit that you want into the damage zone from the deck. This is great because, first of all, it could help you get your Mikael's crit. Secondly, you know, searching for PGs or whatever important pieces, it's also very helpful like that. And also, it does have synergy with the Nurse of Broken Heart as well, Nurse of Smash Heart, because you do put a card from the damage to the drop zone, so you can immediately Soul Blast 1 to draw 1. This is not GB restricted, so that is a nice aspect of this unit, and definitely helps with consistency. Gavrael, as I mentioned, SP, very nice. I wish I could play them, but I don't think it is the best build right now. I do think Celestials is the best, and we do have the Ramiel Reverse, which gives you a front row removal if you do want to choose to play this. But also the Break Ride is also a option. I do see this in some lists, and definitely something that you should test because I haven't. So yeah, that's basically the list. Let me know how you feel about it. Generally, for the grade 0, you generally put it behind the Vanguard, but maybe behind the Rearguard when you have the heal, because it is a 11+3, 14k number. So if you are going first or second, then you could bully those 7k, 8k, 9k Vanguards as well. Some other, grade 1, probably rather Stridefighter or the Narelle. Grade 2s, probably ride the Asmodel. And then grade 3s, depending on the situation, but most of the time, honestly, I do prefer the Holy Edge Celestial, just because you get to set up the numbers and you're trying to be a little bit more aggressive. If you need the defensive play, there are so many options, and you can literally just heal one whenever you want. So that is very good. So without further ado, let's go into a game or two on the ladder and see how this deck performs. Before I continue, I feel like I'm going 1,000 miles a minute. Pretty sure that's a saying. But I really appreciate our members for being members of the channel, supporting the channel. We have Kamui no Grappler, we have 2Mellow, we have ZBD, and we have Casey. So thank you so much, and thank you if you enjoyed it so far. I hope through these fights I get to show some wombo combo strats, but also just straight up degeneracy with the amount of triggers in the deck. This is amazing because not only are you being able to just plus so much and pick and choose the pieces that you want, but because of the nature where you're just playing around with thinning the deck on and on and on, and legioning back triggers as well, you will see that you will hit quite a few triggers, and it does feel pretty good. So we're going to be playing against Narukami here. I'm a bit tempted to go into the battle roll just because the body here would be helpful. But let's see what our opponent's going to play. Is it Vanquisher or is it Brawlers or is it the hybrid? So 4K starter, we still don't know. But let's see what happens. So we do have a decent hand. Grade 1 Nocio, not the most ideal ride target, but we have the grade 2 heal, and the Asmodel heal can act as an 11k beater as soon as possible. PG is nice. But here we do need to ride the Nocio, and we do need to call the 3k to attack for 7k numbers, or else we can't really reach them, and I'd rather just deal that damage. Sometimes you do want to save the heal, the starter, to use a little bit later, but it really depends on the situation and the matchup. Like, if you're playing a little bit more aggressively on the turn 1 turn, and well, you probably do need the boost. But in some clans that can retire or eliminate that starter, Sunny Smile Angel is really valuable. And even if you damage check it early, you can just Nocio it back to your hand, boost it, and it goes back to your deck. So it's just really amazing card overall. I can't really make a good play. Here. I think I'm just gonna ride the Asmodel, and I'll call an intercept for defense. If I see a trigger, then it works. Well, we do. Okay. And if they don't, then I guess we get to. Well, too bad. So our opponent's probably playing the Vanquisher build, which means that putting those 2 heals in the damage is terrible for us, because our opponent has a lot of binding capabilities. Our opponent does play the Desert Gunners, playing a much more aggressive build, just trying to go face, and if you deal 6 damage, you win. So that makes sense to me. We are going to be taking 2 damage, 1 PG to damage, 1 heal. And that's the 3rd Haru. Unfortunately, we don't have Stridefighter. We want to stride our Legion though. The 2 heals and the damage is really enticing. Usually I would stride, but against this matchup, I do want to save the heals. I value the heals, and I'm going to do something a little bit unorthodox. And go back to the good old step on your own rear guards to Legion strategy. Generally, I put the heal as the mate, simply because the Asmodel has more utility, enabling multi-attack and whatnot. For opponents at 5, then obviously you'd value the 11k beater more so. But I'm just going to call out the heal. And not much here, honestly, just go through the shenanigans. I'm going to attack Vanguard first because we do have 4 heals in the deck. And hopefully we see one. Alright, we still see a draw, which means that we can still hit because we're 21. And we're going to extend the lead to 2-4. Yeah, here we go. Alright, Haru's love being in the hand, but one of the weaknesses of Haru is that you do need to boost with it. You know, Asmodel is very standalone. Haru needs a little support from its friends. So we didn't really see a lot of grade 1s. And even if we do, we could have called out the PG or whatever. I don't know if that's like a great option. So let's wait and see and hopefully draw into something. Opponent does go into the Stride, binds the front row, the Zoras, even though it can't retire anything. Oh, well, they could, I guess, now that they ignore intercept. Well, they could still bind the drop zone, which is a little bit of a hassle. Going for the damage, and they get that 1 bind and 1 draw. It's really good. Chituru is a great unit. 16 and 30. So now they're just going to push us back to 5. Draw trigger here. 26. Oh, and they're going to heal. That's not good. I hope we heal. Not the grade 2 heal. The green trigger heal. Okay, Asmodel. That's not good. Alright, we lost everything. Lost everyone. It's a tough day. Heal. Okay, I think we need to Stride here. Mikael, I think is the play. We do get the extra crit as well. I'm gonna duck the Haru. And I can use the Refros, so it's gonna give us 1 draw. Hopefully we see something. And we can put a heal back to the deck. So that's really nice. Yeah. Refros. Put the heal back. Okay, battle roll here. Let's use the skill. Do we have something we want to call out? Yeah, we do. That's a fine unit to call out. Narel. Oh, it does get extra power. Tempted to call it the Narel. Now let's play it simple. Let's play it simple. Just fill up the board, get the crit, push them to 5 first. And then we can do some other shenanigans. Let's put the Celestial, let's just gonna pick up a PG for defense purposes. And unfortunately the back row might be removed, which does hinder our Haru plays, but at least this way we're still being able to push to 5. We do get the heal 1, which is amazing. We do play heals though. I mean stands. So, remember that. We do play 1 Refros. 1 Refros. Sometimes it's the 1. It's the 1 that counts. So we are in a decent situation. Our opponent's at 5. We have 2 PGs. We have 1 heal guard. But I'm afraid our board might be wiped. So we might need a Stride or something to launch a counterattack. Going into the Zoras, not going into the Conquest, I believe is the name, the GR. Removing the Asmodel, I think that's a play. All right, ignoring intercept again. Wow, very aggressive. Luckily, we did search for the PG. Definitely makes us feel a lot safer. They're gonna heal again from 5 to 4, which is annoying. Definitely very annoying. And that's a PG. Wish I could get these heals and whatever back. Alright, this is not nice. I don't know if I want to Stride here. I think just using the Haru is fine. Let's hopefully see a trigger or 2. Draw trigger is nice. Fortunately not going to help us out. Alright, Haru skill, just thin out the deck and call something out. Alright, I guess the Refros is fine. And I will call the Narel and trade my hand for a grade 3. Yeah. So we have 2 intercepts, 1 PG, 1 heal guard. Honestly, I'm not confident. But we do have 2 heals left in the 13 card deck. Hopefully that's enough. Because if not, I don't know what is. So they're going to go into Conquest. I think this is pretty well timed. The Desert Gunners are really doing them a lot of good. doing a lot of good work for our opponent here. Bind one, gonna retire the next. And this is really scary. We do need one heal to make it through this turn. So hopefully we see it. Hopefully we see it. And make it out the other side alive. EG, that Rising Phoenix. Oh no, this is it. We're playing the Angel clan, right? Come on, can we make a miracle? Miracles. Miracles. Please. Show me something. Show me something. Show me heal. Show me heal. Ah, that's not seal. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Unfortunate. Pretty not good. Pretty not good. I guess one of the differences, I think, at the back of my mind was like, if that Refros was a, that Refros was the Gavrail, we could have strided. But I guess that's just how it is sometimes. And what could we have done better? I guess, you know, did we draw into a lot of grade 1s? I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe we had such a good lead. I don't know. Legioning early, I mean, burning our hand for the Legion wasn't too bad because we always had double intercept in the front row, so yeah, I can't really say. I'm going first, lost the grade 2s again. I'm gonna toss the Haru actually, and hopefully we draw into a grade 3. Heal guard here, not the best, but let's see what we can do with it. And opponent using the Chrono Jet, play Matt. I did exchange for the Asha one, but overall I still do like the simplicity of the OG man and not too flowery and all. But yeah, which one did you pick? Let me know down below as well. Just gonna call this out here because our heals can be 11k beaters. So again, Vanguard's always gonna be 8k or 9k static, but on the rear circle we do have the extra 9+2s, so they could hit 14 and could bully anything less than a 9k Vanguard. Alright, they're not gonna put the counter behind the Vanguard, which means that their 6k is not gonna hit our 7k, which is good for us, not good for them at all. So 12 does bully the same 6k number, but I do want to save that Asmodel. I guess not giving us the damage means that we can't use the counter list, but it's not a big deal here. I do still want to use the heal just to draw one. And if we damage check it, we can always Nauseal it back to hand. So Nausealing it back to hand means that we can just call it out, boost, and then it goes back to the deck for another draw. And it just works out. It's a great card and has much more synergy in AngelFeathers than in OTT, surprisingly, because it is a Lunzenji Magus clone after all. Going for the Saba, which is a 9k and an extra 3k if the column of your opponent's side does not have a unit in this column. So, quite neat. And 14. So they are playing the Grom, which means they're probably not playing the Cross. And if they are, then it's a vanilla 5k, which is cool. Cool, I guess. We're gonna go into the Battle. And let's go into the Asmodel, actually. Go into Asmodel. And I'm not gonna use the Narelle. Just gonna attack. Draw a trigger, power to the 7. Ah, the heal. Luckily we didn't heal. Luckily we didn't heal. So because we didn't heal, we could still push and push to 4, which is a great spot. And because we did see the triggers, this makes things much easier. Call this out. Because it was in counterblast state, then this unit gets counterblasted as well. That's just how it works across the board between Haru, between Asmodel, Mikael. So the ones and Uriel, I think it's a little nerf there. But the ones that are exceptions are like the Nauseals, the Narelles, and Batterel. I think Batterel is an exception as well. Oh no, Batterel does turn a face down as well. That's a shame. Alright, going into the Mahmoud, which is fine, you know. We're at 1. Again, like, maybe my playstyle doesn't suit you. Maybe you play a grindier version of Angels. Maybe you have like the 4 Raphaels. But for me, I really value the aggression that the Asmodel, the Harus provide, and you still get to plus a lot, and you know, play defensively if you need to. So this deck is like, it does a little bit of everything, and it does the everything really well, which I definitely can understand why it is really popular in the competitive scene as well. So one thing to note is that I actually never picked up Angels before this deck. I have 0 wins, 0 losses until like a week ago. So I hope you don't mind if my play is like not the best. I hope you understand. But I still have a really great time with deck, and I hope you can too. So we're gonna go into the Mikael. Mikael. Is that the play though? Is Mikael the play? How many? What do I have in my damage? Let me check. I don't have the great deal of my damage, which means I don't get the extra crit. The Uriel does let me multi-attack, but I do have to replace the front row. I think the Mikael is fine. And depending on what we call out, we could even still just choose Haru instead. And be more selective with what we call out. Alright, okay, nothing. Let's just Mikael. Okay, Battle Roll, that works out, right? So that's an extra crit. That works for me. I'm just gonna call the Refros. And gonna use the there's no, yeah, I'll still use the Refros. I'll put this back. I'll put this back. Draw a heal, that's fine. Just swing, and then hopefully see a heal or two. We do have 2 heals. If we see stands, that also works. Triggers? Triggers? Just want to trigger. Come on. Not using the corner. I guess the only removal that Angels really has is Ramiel Reverse, which is why this is something that I tested as well. It's just Refros is just solid. It feels good to use. It's simple as well. Like, you don't need to overthink it. So I do like the Refros. But if you like to punish players that are not suspecting it, and you do like removal, then Ramiel Reverse could be the unit for you as well. Alright, going to the Brute Flare, which means that they don't have to pay Counterblast to remove both of our, well, the second column. 12k here, 17. Alright, going to the Conroe. Searching for PG maybe. Okay, playing a little bit more defensively here as well. And then this is 12, 16, 26. And luckily we have 2 heal guards and 1 PG. So that's nice. And of course the PGs, the Strifotters, the Mikael and Mikael, you can pick up from the Fighters collection. I believe Uriel is from G-Set 4, right? So we have a bunch of heals. Now the question is, do we Stride or do we Legion? Legioning means that we can put 2 heals back to the deck. Striding means we can just straight up heal 1. Striding means we get extra drive checks as well. And that definitely doesn't sound bad. Oh, we have the Asmodel though. The Asmodel would be pretty solid in this turn. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Asmodel. So we're just gonna Legion here. Put the heals back, put the stuffs back. Putting Haru back is really nice too, because Haru checks off 3, so if you see a Haru, you can Haru into Haru. Even if you don't have it in the drop in the damage zone yet. So I'm gonna call out this. Gets extra power. Heal is nice. $14 hits. Use skill. I'll call Haru out. Haru skill. I'll put the neck here. Call out the Narel. And I'll use Narel skill. I'll pick this back out, I guess. I guess I can swing. And I'll just thin out the deck. And Haru here, and I can still Haru if I saw a stand or something, but I guess I'll just call out the Asmodel here, just to swing at the 6 here. That's another heal, and they do have. I think we still have a PG, right? So. All right, now let's see what they can do. We are at a little bit iffy situation because we don't have a PG in our hand. But what can we say? We already healed one, so we do what we can. Root Flare here. So they are gonna wipe out both for our front rows again. So that's not the best feeling, honestly. Neo Flame. Oh, they're gonna clear up. Oh wait, they did Counterblast for Blade Master. That's interesting. Okay, I guess they don't want to commit the boosters, so this is gonna clear our board. 12 is gonna hit our 11, and the only thing we can do is bank on our trigger, or hope our opponent doesn't see one. So here we are in a decent spot. We have one last turn to make or break it. Can we do it? It's the final turn. It's the final turn. So let's see what we can do. Nacio. Stride? Stride. My greatest enemy is the timer. Because there was a lot of plays and I'm still like what? I only have 20 wins with the deck, 22 maybe. So lots of rookie mistakes, and it takes time. It takes time. Banking on a trigger here. There we go, that's one trigger. Not the intended use of the stand, but that's one trigger. And this way we are putting a heal back to the deck, so that's nice. We're gonna go for game, so not much. Not much. Just push. And hope this is it. Ah, we do have the PG, that sucks. That is a shame. Unfortunate. Ah, and we didn't draw into the PG. That's too bad. That's too bad. We do have 3 heals left. That's a third of the deck. Hopefully, Angels, please play nice. We need a little miracle here. We need a little miracle. Can we make it? Can we make it? Can we make it? Please give us a shot. You know. Let's hope for it. 12, 26, you know. We need 2 heals then. Heal 1. Heal 1. Heal number 1. No good. No good. That is 2 L's. But, okay. To be fair, you know, I think the deck is great. These 2 games might not be the best showings, but I think that's more of a fault of me as a player rather than this as a deck. Lots of great players has brought this to the competitive scene and has done really successfully with it. So even though we didn't really win our games, I hope I still showcase some combos, some aggressive, some defensive plays that is possible with the deck. I hope you can explore the options that I mentioned as well and find what works for you. And I hope you can enjoy this deck because, you know, it has shown itself as a very strong meta contender for quite a few sets now. definitely think this is a great investment to go into. Even though I lost 2 games with it, I am still confident enough to bring this to the Winter Circuit. So, you know, if you're watching this video and you're going to the Winter Circuit, there you go. That's one of my 3 decks. So expect it, I guess, and I definitely would expect to see this in the Winter Circuit finals as well. So, I guess that's basically it. I hope you don't make the same misplays as I do. I hope you take more W's than L's instead of myself. And again, thank you so much to the members, Kamui, Nova Grappler, 2Mello, ZBD, KC, for supporting the channel. Thank you as well for liking the video if you liked it, subscribing if you haven't already and want to see more. And let's hopefully hit 100%. We're 0.2% away from the 2.5K target. And let's get there. So thank you so much for watching. Unfortunately, I didn't even get to showcase the Raphael, but it's not a very complicated skill. All it says is Persona Blast, heal 1. So it's really simple in that way. If we survived that turn, maybe I would have went into the Soul Blast 2, return everything from the damage to the deck, just to countercharge everything and find some more plays. But we didn't survive, so that's a shame. But yeah, that's basically it. This is the part where you click one of these buttons on the screen. I will head out and bid you adieu. Bye-bye. Hope I don't take that many L's down the line, but it is just part of the game, I guess. Bye. Bye.